If you look at the mid-market private equity firms, probably fundraising today is probably the biggest challenge, primarily because of changes in the domestic fundraising market. And unless you've already had exposure to overseas LPs, then I think that's a drag on the speed at which you can raise funds. However, if you have a good track record, you will be successful in raising funds. When I look at the Advent 5 portfolio, which is the fund we've just closed, about a third of the investments in that are the infrastructure or mining focused. In one case, it's a full exposure to mining because it's an underground mining services business. And in others, we've got a number of companies that have a variety of exposures to the related markets. And so I think we would see in Advent 6 that our first investment is actually a mining services business. It's a dry hire business to the yellow goods to the mining sector. And again, I think about a third of our portfolio will be mining services related. We've never been a big investor in retail in Australia. Our concern is that with the concentration of ownership of shopping centres and with a highly concentrated retail market in Australia, it's a highly competitive environment, particularly to grow businesses. And at some stage in the growth, when we've looked at businesses, there's been a significant increase in the rents in shopping centres. So in essence, you get a profit shift from the business to the landlord. And I think it is the disparity of negotiating power. So I think that's a pretty difficult situation. The retail sales, my understanding is they're about at a 50-year low in relation to real growth, which is very unusual in Australia, and maybe that's a reflection of lack of the handouts that prior governments gave. So it is a difficult landscape, and it would have to be something unique for us to engage in that sector. We think the ideal exits are where we've got international players who've got interest in the assets that we have. And so we try to build strategic assets that might be attractive to international players, be they large PE funds or international businesses. And we think that adds to the valuation expectations we might get if we've built the asset correctly. I've always enjoyed being engaged with businesses, so I suspect I would be investing on my own behalf, either by leveraging my time to help businesses grow. I'd like to play a bit more golf, but I'd be frustrated that maybe playing any more than twice a week, so maybe I'll stick to once a week and stay in private equity.